Your life will be blessed when you remove the people who do not belong in it. So you've got to learn, not everyone you cross paths with needs to stay on that path with you. Not everyone that you've entertained needs to remain in your life. You've got to learn how to cut people off, and I'm going to give you 5 ways to make your cutoff game strong. My name is Stefan Labossiere, aka Stefan Speaks, back with another dating and relationship advice video. Today's video is for men and women, all right? And we're talking about the 5 ways to make your cutoff game strong. As always, before we begin, be sure to like this video, share it, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button. I love when y'all hit the notification bell, so make that happen. All right, so now listen, cutting people off. It's got to happen sometimes. No way around it. Everyone does not belong or deserve to remain in your life. But I understand that a lot of people, a lot of you, struggle in that area. Some of you might be like, hell no, I'm good. I have no problem cutting people off. Awesome, all right? Still watch the whole video, but awesome. But I understand it is normal. It's not something to be ashamed of if you struggle with letting go. But I want to help you with understanding how you can work through that and how you can improve it in that area so that you don't allow the wrong people to linger longer than they should, all right? So it's important to learn how to get this method of cutting people off as quickly as possible, but efficiently. There's a right way to do it. So let's get to it. Number 1, address the issue that you're going to cut them off about. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, hell no, why do we need to talk to them? Why do we need to address it? I want you to understand something. Addressing the issue is for a couple reasons. Number 1, yes, there's always the possibility that what you are interpreting as an offense on their end may be a misunderstanding, may be a mistake, and simply by talking about these things, it may be corrected and you guys can get on the same page. So their bad action initially isn't always evidence of they're a bad person. Yes, there's some things that are just, you just got to cut them off. So there's going to be some exceptions to this rule, but I do think that in many situations that we go through, we can talk about it first and address it. But here's the other huge reason why addressing it is so powerful, believe it or not, in making your cutoff game strong. Is because one of the things that causes us to struggle with letting people go or keeping the door shut on people is the lingering questions in our head. Well, maybe if we would have talked to them, or maybe they didn't mean it like that, or we start analyzing all these things because we didn't get those questions answered by simply addressing it and talking to them. So we leave the door open for thinking maybe we can give them another chance. And here's the tricky thing about giving chances. Every time you let someone back in, it can get harder to push them back out. All right? If you notice with people, when they fall into that cycle of giving a chance, it's usually not just one, it ends up to 2 chances, 3 chances. It gets harder and harder. The person lingers longer and longer. And so now someone who should have been and could have been gone after the first time is still around 2-3 years later. And what you'll notice is, again, it was never properly addressed. So addressing the issue actually accelerates our ability to remove those who do not belong and to give us more clear-cut answers on lingering questions that could have opened the door back up for them. So it's a very good thing for your own peace of mind, for your strength to walk away. And again, and then the chance that sometimes it's actually a correctable issue. So addressing the issue, first way to improve your cutoff game. Second thing, after we've now addressed the issue and we've cut them off, hopefully, is acknowledging that they weren't best for you. So whether this be friendship, romantic relationship, we have to be able to say to ourselves, this is why they don't belong in our lives. This is what the issue is. Because what happens, and let's just use romantic relationships for a second. It's really hard to let go and keep them out when all you keep telling yourself is, but I love them. But they did this good, but there was these good things. we're not really acknowledging why they're not best for us. We're not acknowledging why they should remain. We're choosing to dwell on these good memories and all these other things that only make it harder for us to keep them out and to stay detached from them. And even like you'll come across them on social media, and sometimes even though you may have a negative thought at first, you then drift to this positive, well, I did enjoy that time we went out. I enjoyed this. Like, you got to stop doing that. Acknowledge why they're not best for you, and that's it. Don't go diving in the pool of happy memories. That's a setup for disaster every single time. You got to learn how to just, it is what it is. They're not best. They don't belong. We move forward. So learn how to stay there and move on, not go into the mindset of positivity that can really trick you and cause you to fall into that trap. Which now brings me to number 3. And notice I said in number 2, when you come across them on social media. So number 3 is remove the reminders. So listen, sometimes you got to delete the text messages, delete the phone number, unfollow on social media, remove the pictures. Anything that reminds you of this individual, get rid of it. Now listen, a day may come where you can handle seeing these things and it doesn't trigger you, it doesn't cause you to want to let them back in. But initially, especially initially, when you're trying to cut someone off who doesn't belong in your life, having to see them only causes a bigger struggle. So you have to be honest with yourself about what you can handle and how those reminders, again, social media, pictures, old text messages, any of these things are going to cause you to stumble. You have to remove them all. And I understand that sometimes there is a fear of that complete release and letting go. But this is why if you've addressed it, if you acknowledge that they're not best for you, letting go completely gets easier. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it gets easier. All right. And some of the other things I'm going to mention on this list will help strengthen you with this step of removing all the reminders. Don't allow yourself to be set up for failure by having to see things that's only going to draw you closer to wanting to let them back in. And it's normal. It happens to so many people. So there's nothing wrong with you that you even go through that emotion when you see them. Because depending on where you are in life at that time, maybe you're feeling lonely, you're vulnerable, it's very easy to want to let them back in despite them not being good for you, despite them being toxic. But you've got to stand your ground. So remove all the reminders, keep that cutoff game strong. Number 4 is focus on you and focus on being productive. Again, in all my years of coaching, one of the things I notice with people is that when they go through, whether it be a breakup or having to let go of someone, they're very consumed by the thoughts of the situation. They're very consumed by the person. And in a lot of situations, they're not being productive in their life. They're dragging their feet. They're not focused on them anymore. All right. They may seek out distractions. But notice, I didn't say go distract yourself. I said focus on you and being productive. Now, productive, I want to make clear, isn't productive with distractions. Productive is with things that are going to enhance you, enhance your life, grow you as an individual, that's going to help you accomplish things that you need to accomplish. That's how I want you to be productive. When you shift your focus onto these things and yourself, you will allow yourself greater strength to resist the temptation of letting that person back in. All right? Not to mention that as you grow as an individual, your evolution as a person is going to strengthen you in understanding why you should not let them back in. And if you include healing, which you should, in your productivity, in your focus of self, then you will definitely allow yourself to have what you need to not just only fall back into the trap of that person, but to fall back into any negative cycle with anybody else in the future. Because many individuals cut off one toxic person just to let a new toxic person in their life. Leave one bad relationship to jump into a new bad relationship. Why? Because they missed the step of healing. They missed the step of focusing on self. Now, I wasn't going to bring it up, but it's just perfect timing. Go get my book. I don't have it with me right now. Love After Heartbreak. It will give you the exact steps to healing, tell you exactly what you need to do. So many people are having their lives changed by this. it's like having a coaching session in the book. So I highly encourage you, click the link in the description or in the comment section, go to loveafterheartbreak.com. But bottom line is, you got to heal. You got to focus on you. You got to focus on that self-love. You got to focus on being comfortable being by yourself. All of these things will strengthen you in your ability to move forward and not let the wrong people back in, or not allow the wrong people to linger along in your life. And now the last thing, the last one, and for some of you, this may not apply depending on where your belief system is, but the last thing is talk to God. Yes, God will help your cutoff game be strong, okay? And the reason why is because when you can say you have gone to God in prayer and you ask God, because that's what you should do, ask God if this person should remain in your life, and you feel you're being told within your spirit that this person needs to go, it gives you an extra layer of conviction. It gives you that extra layer of that kick in the butt that you might need to remind you that they don't belong. Now, it doesn't mean 100% that once you feel like God is saying it to you that you won't fall into the trap, because plenty of people will tell you they felt God say, don't deal with this person, and they still did it. Hell, there are people who will tell you that God told not to marry this person, and they still did it. I hope and pray that's not you, or that doesn't happen to you moving forward, but it does happen. But the point is, we're trying to strengthen your cutoff game. We're trying to strengthen your ability to remove people and keep them out. So yes, going to God, talking to God, letting him speak to your spirit will at least give you more strength and allow you to move in a better direction and on a better path. Because ultimately, listen, the reason why it's so important to make that cutoff game strong is because when the wrong people linger in our lives, it can block our blessings. It can derail our paths. It can derail our purpose. It can set us up for unnecessary drama that you don't need to be going through. And it can also delay the process of you receiving what you're supposed to be receiving. I don't want you thinking that you can just live however you want, willy-nilly, do whatever, and it's never going to stop you from receiving what God has for you. That's simply not true. We got decisions to make. We got to take the right path. And yes, keeping the wrong people around is going to throw things off. And again, I know none of us are perfect. I'm sure I've had the wrong person in my life many times, in different ways, okay? The point is not to beat yourself up if you already allowed somebody to linger. Hell, it's not to beat yourself up if somebody's in your life right now who doesn't belong. It is just to recognize that they need to go, all right? And recognize that these type of people don't need to stay going forward. And what we now need to do to ensure we're better at not falling into this trap, we're better at handling the situation the way it needs to be handled. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. When you're deeply into that man, I always say the man she loves most has the least room for error. And so I've seen situations where women are willing to go back to the toxic, unhealthy relationship, or to the man who